a time football was recovering from the mess that was created in FIFA by the Blatter-led FIFA executive, at a time football was recovering from the mess that FIFA had found itself in the past 20 years, English FA is in a mess again. This is as a result of the coach, the former coach of the English FA, Sam Allardyce, creating a mess after 67 days at the helm of English FA. Hello, friends. My name is Joe Ehizede, Platform Media International. Welcome to this show. I have my very good friend, Opone Ayamabo. Welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
Opone, there's crisis in football. If FA, English FA is in trouble, the whole world sneezes. Because that's the center of attraction. As a matter of fact, that's where soccer or football started. After the mess, we thought the mess that FIFA created, led by Sepp Blatter, we thought we are in a new era of integrity. Now, the FA is in a mess, as exhibited by the fact that Sam Allardyce was caught on video asking for fees and trying to circumvent the FA rules on transfer. Opponent, where is sports heading to? We have drug issue in athletics, in Olympics, the ban of Russia. We are now transiting to a place where even coaches are now doing underground games. Where is sports heading to, opponent?
I want to thank you for having me once more in the studio here to share some opinion with you guys and our viewers out there. If you remember a while ago when we were discussing about the Nigerian coaching situation like this, I said something. I said, falling tree makes no noise if you're not there to hear it. Stephen, the late former coach of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, Stephen Keshi, whilst we were still employed by the Nigerian Football Federation, went behind to apply for the Cote d'Ivoire job. And then he was caught and he was fired. Now, we do not know how many coaches or how many managers have been doing this, but for those that have fallen, that we've had the down of the tree, you know, they face the axe.
Opponent, my surprise is that Allardyce has, over the years, tried to become the manager of England. And he just had this job, and he said it's a dream job. And he's going to be paid £3 million a year. And we thought that's a job that everybody would be proud of. And for a person of Allardyce, but again, I'm not overrating him, because some few years back, he was being investigated when he was in Boston Football Club. He was trying to collect some money in the players' transfer. But he knows that with that record behind him, people will be following him. But the man chose the path of destruction and was still trying to circumvent the FA rules on transfer, and even trying to negotiate a deal to go to Singapore for a speech, which is against his contract. Opponent, is it greed, or is it stupidity or foolishness, or a combination of both?
Let's try to break it down and see where he falls into. You see, it is said in my place that if a kid is licking sugar and you put honey on his lip, he's going to abandon sugar and go for honey. You see, from the outside, it looks so easy. Oh, I want this job, I want this job. When they get a job, when they get inside and they see the opportunities that are inside, it changes everything. Now, from my own side, I would have expected Allardyce at least for once to calm down and do the job first. He's not even been in there. He's not even started the job, and he just got greedy, which is so bad.
Days,
he's not even started the job.
67 days, and he has only won. We had one competitive match. He won against Slovenia, 1-0. It's not even a competitive one. That's a friendly, and he found himself in a mess. Opponent, from people I've spoken to, they say there's so much money in sports that people, the temptation is just too much for people to have their hands soiled. Is it the case there is no scent in sports anymore?
No, we can't say there is no sin. We know there is everywhere, every aspect, any job there is temptation, but it's up to you what you want to do. If you feel you want to take a shortcut, for sure, the X is going to fall on you. That's what is happening. People need to understand that if you work so hard, you must keep that sincerity and that integrity, because any little thing will bring it out. It doesn't matter how hard you work.
And England, or English FA, or the whole EPL system is shaking right now. It's going to be shaking to the foundation, because it is alleged that there are other more and more English coaches or English club side that are involved in the underground game. So first of all, they've just mentioned Hasselbank, the former player of Chelsea who is coaching on the championship side. He's also involved. So if more coaches, perhaps if the high profile coaches are involved, that will shake EPL to its foundation. What do you think?
Yeah, you see, we're talking about what we know now. Don't forget this, that Harry Neville was investigated for the same thing. Former Tottenham coach,
Yeah.
for Tottenham, Kings Park Rangers coach, he was investigated for the same problem. So these things go on. But what happened is the FA tries to suppress these things, but when it's so much, there's nothing they can do. It has to come
It's
out.
not the FA who found this out. Some the English press, I think the correspondent of Telegraph, who pretended to be businessman from the Far East, that recorded the transaction between them and the coaches, and the coaches were asking for some undercurrent payments.
No, I understand, but what I'm trying to say, some of these problems, when they come out, when it's minor, the FA tries to suppress it by maybe talking to those involved, so it doesn't escalate. But when it's so much like this, when it's so open now, they can't do anything. They have to protect their own side.
Coming back home, somebody just mentioned to me that the transfer of Kanu Nwankwo, Nigeria's Kanu Nwankwo, to Arsenal is part of the investigation. So Arsenal, as a Wenger has cleared the air that Arsenal fans should go to sleep because his hands is not soiled. I don't know who is involved. I know that they mentioned Kanu Nwankwo's transfer to Arsenal in 1996. That something wrong happened. You see, so is it the opponent? Accusation have been leveled against coaches of national side of pay and play, as it's called, taking money from players to play. Now, my argument before has always been the case that coaches cannot play somebody that will not make them win matches. But what is going on now is there's element of truth that coaches collect money to play, for players to play.
Yeah, okay. You said something very important, pay to play. Let's put it this way. We'll say coaches cannot put players that will not make them win. But you get to understand something. Soccer is 11 players. It's a team sport, 11 players. So sometimes you can
Juggle it.
you can juggle it. You can play around one or two things there. Let's say, for example, you playing a game, you win comfortably 3-4, 4-0. You can bring in the player that is not supposed to go in. People will notice. Now, if you remember in our last segment, we were talking about agents. Now, all these things you are hearing, nobody's saying anything about agents. But to me, that is where the problem is. The agents are the major, they're the real problem. But you're not hearing anything about them. You're only hearing about the coaches because the FA is so strong. The FA controls the coaches because they are employed in their association. That's why you're hearing about coaches. But the agents are not controlled by the FA. So you don't hear so much about the agents in this case. But as these things keep unfolding, you will see that the agents will start coming up now because they are the real problem.
But would they just even be blamed because they are doing their jobs?
No, it's not.
They are paid to transfer players.
No, it's not about the agents being blamed, but it's the role the agents play in those transactions. You don't hear them. They're like the ceremonial head, but you don't hear anything about them. They are the background, but they run the show.
Okay. Now, Allardyce have lost greatly. £3 million dream job is losing it because of £400 deal. And he was going to be paid this, although he's being paid about 1.5 million as
Compensation.
compensation. But I just read the report that the English,
FA.
no, the police or whatever it's called,
Scotland Yard.
Scotland Yard is going to go after him. So, in which case he might be banned for a very long time. He's 61. He doesn't have a long time to go. He might be banned for 10 years. He might receive a very substantial fine as punishment. So, where does that lead him?
Well,
It's like the end of the game for Allardyce.
we can say is the end of the game. Let's wait for the investigation to be carried out, and then we know where the FA going to take this to. He's 61. Who knows? Maybe there are people clubs out there who wants to give him a chance again. We never can tell. Maybe this will lead to something else where other coaches will be exposed.
I know that FIFA and FA views issue of bringing the game to disrepute, gives that a lot of attention, and this is not going to be left swept under the carpet.
Yeah, it's not going to be left because FIFA will be putting a lot of pressure on the English FA.
FIFA is not the best joy to pass judgment in this case.
Yeah, they're not the best joy, but they'll be putting
in a mess too.
Just like racism, they put much pressure on all FAs to make sure they take that racism out of the game. So they will put a lot of pressure in the English FA too.
So if more coaches are found to have gone contrary to these rules, what do you think will happen? They will be banned too.
Heads will roll.
Heads roll. Well, opponent, we are watching, and we are going to bring this issue as the break to our viewers. Opponent, thank you very much, and I'm always happy to see you in the studio to discuss this event. And again, viewers, that's Sam Allardyce, 67 days coach, the shortest reign in English history of the Three Lions of England. Lasted for 67 days and is gone because of the bungling his contractual terms. And so Sam Allardyce is sort of waiting to coach England through the 2018 World Cup in Russia. He's somewhere in Spain, resting, waiting for the next police action, what the Scotland Yard have to say. And I don't pity him.
No, why should you pity him when if it's a job that you've dreamt for the past 15 years, it's a job you've complained, it's a job you go to the press and say this job belongs to an English coach. Not just an English coach, the job have been given to you. It has been given to you. Would that
affect the performance of English team, the players?
It doesn't do anything to players. It has nothing to do with players. It doesn't affect nobody.
Their head is cut off. The coach is no longer there, and Southgate is the interim coach.
Yeah, but you are at the same time. Let's put it this way: you don't know if you will have lasted too. You only play one friendly game too, right? You haven't played a competitive game. That is what I don't like about it. You haven't even played a competitive game, and he started
negotiating.
He started doing pay for play.
Okay, so viewers, we'll leave it at that. Sam Allardyce is the former coach of English FA, and we'll be giving you bit by bit details as it breaks. I'm yours sincerely, Joe Ehizode, signing off on Platform Media International. See you next time. Bye.